Good morning. It's September 14th, and I'm Dr. Tanya Jenkins, the Executive Director here at Quest Charter Academy, and I wanted to be able to share with parents some updates for the week. This week, we would like to share with you some information about student schedules. As you can see on the screen, grading, absences, medicals, and physicals, the communication techniques that we use here at the schools, and technology and our student-led conferences. So we have lots to get to this week, so let's get started. On our schedules, I wanted to just clarify again that we do A-Day and B-Day calendars, and this allows students to have more options in the things that they take. This happens to be a B week, which means that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are all 3 B days, and your students should be following their links for B days. And then that makes Tuesday and Thursday an A day, and they will follow the links that they have for their A day schedules. Please contact your students' counselors if you have any questions about how that works. And this is the last week that you can make changes to your students' high school schedules. So parents, please take a look at your students' schedules, have a conversation with them. If there's anything that they feel or you feel is not correct, or you want to have some questions around that, you do need to make that conversation happen with counselors this week in order to do any type of changes. Okay, so again, please talk with those counselors. This is the last week to address schedules at the high school. As far as grading goes, parents, we want you to support your students in completing all assignments. Please do not just take for granted that they are getting on every day and doing their work. We are back into full mode of compliance, meaning that students will be held accountable for the work that they do and the work that they do not do. So you do want to make sure that students are passing their classes, and they can only do that if they are turning in their assignments and attending school every day. In our attempt to make our grading relative to our students, we have 3 categories that we place our grades in. We place our grades in the summative, formative, and homework categories. You can see there that the summative category gets the most weight, and summative 70% is a lot. So you want to make sure that students understand that when they are taking their chapter tests, when they are taking, doing their complete writing assignments that they are given, anything that is a accumulation of what they've learned for that particular project is going to get 70% of the grade. So that tells us that students have actually learned the material that was being presented to them. So that final test grade is going to weigh more heavily than anything else. So please help students understand that they need to take the time to study for those types of assessments and do well on them. The formative assessments are things that students do in the classroom on a daily basis, and those types of assignments receive 20%. And we call those a lot of times checkpoints. If we give you a couple of problems to do to see if you understand how to do that, or we give you a part of a writing assignment, or we ask you to look up something in the classroom and do a PowerPoint on it, anything that is sort of a checkpoint, read an article and summarize it, those kinds of in-class activities are considered formative, and those assignments will be given 20% of the overall grade. And then the final category is homework, anything that students are supposed to do on their own to see how much they have learned and bring it back to the teacher is considered homework, and that gets 10%. So again, families, you can see the 3 buckets that grades can go into. Please help your students understand that all of them are important and they need to complete each assignment as provided to them. Students are able to have you look at their grades through Family Access and Skyward. So parents, again, please help keep your students current in their assignments by checking that work in Family Access. And if you don't know how to do that, again, take advantage of talking with your teachers, talking with your counselors, and they can help you with getting to that platform if you're not familiar with that, because every family has a login that you can use to check on your students. Again, we offer tutoring from 2 to 3 p.m. daily, so there is no real reason for a student not to be having success. Anything that they have questions about, anything that they're confused about, all they have to do is go into that tutoring time with their teachers from 2 to 3. They just go back to their regular classroom link, and those teachers are to be there to help support that student learning. So please take advantage of that. And also, staff members are on deck to be able to talk to you as their parents, students' parents, between 3 and 4. They have office hours. So if you want to be able to talk with a teacher and see them in person, you can go to your child's link between 3 and 4, and that's where you'll be able to have that conversation with your child's teacher, or you certainly can email them. We do need to address absences. We are having students that are not attending classes on a daily basis, and this is not a good thing. So please remember that if your student needs to be absent and it is because of illness or appointments or whatever the reason may be that can be excused, you do need to call the school or email Miss Martin at the school, and that will get your student excused. That helps because then they're able to make up their classwork. If you have unexcused absences, that does count against your student because they're not able to get that full credit for their student work, and that is going to, in the long run, hurt their grades, hurt their GPAs, and hurt them from passing that grade level. So you want to make sure that you are addressing those absences with your students. And we also want to address tardies. Anything within 10 minutes of the class starting is considered a tardy. So it's better to get there late than not to get there at all. And it's also on the other end. Students can't come in and then leave class without that being counted against them. In other words, they can't come in for 15 minutes and then decide that they're going to leave the class, because students and parents, you need to understand that teachers are documenting that, and that will cause your child to have a lowered grade. So please address that with your students. We also have to talk about the medicals and physicals that are due. Those you can see are due October 15th, and that's for students in grades 6th and 9th. Okay, so your 6th grader and your 9th grader have to have these medicals and physicals. After that date, your student will be excluded, and that means their devices are turned off until you can get these taken care of and get the proper documentation submitted to the main office. So please make sure you get this addressed by October 15th with your 6th graders and your 9th graders. We are trying to make sure that we are communicating and doing a job that you would appreciate to be able to get information out to you. So please, again, you can see these weekly updates on our website. You can also receive robocalls if you have current information for us to use. So if you have changed phone numbers, please make sure the front office has that information for you, so that when your administrators send out these robocalls, that you are receiving up-to-date information. Again, I keep mentioning to you, you also have the use of emails to your teachers, administrators, counselors. Anyone that you need has an email address, so you please use that resource if you need to. You can also just call the main office of the school if you don't know who you need to talk to, and the building secretarial support will connect you to the correct department. And again, you always can contact your child's counselor, and your children know who these people are, so they know how to help you get and navigate to get to the right department and the right person. I also continue to remind you that our IT director, Mr. Downing, is here on Mondays and Thursdays from 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. That's important because parents, you don't have to have an appointment. You just have to show up and wear your mask, and he's here to support anything that you need, that your child needs with their device, whether it's a connectivity issue, whether it's just getting to the right links, whatever you need. The IT director is here from 9 to 11 on Mondays and Thursdays to be able to support that. And you just come to the high school gym doors, and he will help take care of things from there. If those 2 times don't work for you, again, please email the front desk or make a call, and they will set up appointments that work better in your schedule. We do have an IT fee of $50 per semester, and parents that are new to Quest, thank you for those of you that took care of that before school started. Those of you that are returning still need to take care of those fees for us. It does allow us to fix devices, to purchase other devices, and to make sure we get all of the software that is needed for your students' learning. So it supports it, it doesn't take care of it completely. And again, for first semester, that is due by October 15th. We do have our student-led conferences coming up, and those are our parent conferences where you're able to talk with the teacher, see how your child is doing, let them know what else you need. Please add these dates to your calendar: September 29th and September 30th from 4 to 7. Our staff will be available, and our administrative team will be available to you to come in virtually and talk with your students' teachers. You will be able to set up a time that works best in your schedule, and teachers will be sending out that information here within the next few days. So again, start to take a look at your calendar, see what's going to work for you so that you're ready to grab the spot when they send that out. Here at Quest, we're always trying to be our best, so teaching and learning is our main focus. I think you can tell by the schedule that we've put together that we are very serious about giving students support in the classroom and then outside the classroom. So that tutoring time from 2 to 3 says a lot, that your child can always go back and get that help, so don't let them tell you differently. Please let us know how we can support your family. We want you to stay safe out there, so please wear your mask and continue to do safe distancing when you're in public. And parents, we also need you to have your students begin to wear those masks for a period of time so they can practice. If they don't wear those masks at all, when they come back into the building, it's going to be very difficult for them to try to wear a mask all day when they've not been used to doing so. So please have them start to work on that, practice that, and be ready for our return to school. Have a great week and stay safe.